Music matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Jed, Mr. Jerod, Mr. Handsome, Mr. Hooper, Mr. Poker.
Oh, yes.
How you doing, my friend?
Doing well.
Thank you for doing
in the
this.
living room.
I know. Second one in the living room. 2 in a row now. This time we got our toes out.
It's so cozy.
When we did the Wilt one, I was like refraining the whole time from like reclining because I didn't have any socks on. I didn't realize until halfway through and I felt awkward going to like put socks on halfway through the podcast. So I just like kind of sat on the recliner. Very different vibe than this. I feel posted now. Got a brew. It's really hot in here and cozy.
Yeah, I'm like sweating in a real comfortable way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's facts. I know what you mean. It's sweating, but it's like in a loving way. It feels like a warm hug.
Exactly.
Is it hella hot where you are down south? It's probably way better actually.
It's way better, but I was like I woke up sweating this morning. It was nasty.
Dude, I woke up this morning and was like so noticeably dehydrated. Like I woke up and my mouth was just like, I need fucking water so bad.
It's been so like I'll clear like I have this like 64-ounce hydro flask that I carry everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll clear it in the middle of the night and I'll wake up like parched.
Yeah,
and I'll
dude.
just run to the sink and just drink out of it like a dog sometimes.
Yeah, it's fucked, bro. Dude, I've had like hydro flasks are a thing that I just lose so constantly. I've had like at least 10 in my life.
10?
Yeah. But I also have crazy ADHD and I lose everything. I've also lost 3 pairs of AirPods.
3 pairs of AirPods, and dude, you kind of got like, you got some bodies, bro.
So now I'm on the wired earbuds. They're just like $20 from the Apple store.
Yeah.
So if I lose them, I replace them for $20, and it's kind of like whatever.
That's the move. I feel like I've never had AirPods before.
Really? You just have the wired ones?
I've always had the wired.
Yeah, I love the wired ones, dude. You know what I love? Those kids in high school who would just walk around with like the huge headphones on.
Uh-huh.
Those were my kings.
Were you the kid in high school that would tuck the earbuds into your shirt?
Yes.
So it was kind of hidden.
Yes.
Type shit.
That's crazy that you knew that.
Yeah, it's a wave. It's like swag, but everybody was hating on it back then. But
yeah, whenever I'll like go into like my like really really far back in my camera roll and find pictures of myself from high school, like I've realized this, every single one I have earbuds in. Like I just wore them all day, every single day.
Like earbuds hanging out of the top of the shirt.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Were you good in school? Were you because you didn't go to college, right?
I went to community college.
Community college. Okay, we've talked about this. That's right.
Yeah, but I was a terrible student.
Really?
I almost didn't graduate high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you like just checked out of it, or was it difficult, or were you just like full music brain from an early age?
No, I didn't get music brain until I broke my foot and I couldn't play basketball anymore.
That's right. Okay.
But I was just I checked out. I could never I was just not a proficient student.
Yeah, I feel that. I think like I got to the place where I was just so mentally out of it, and like I knew that like I was never going to pursue education in my life, so it was so hard to like motivate myself to do it every single day.
I didn't know that I wasn't gonna pursue education. Honestly, my mom told me right before I moved out. She was like, if you don't get a college degree, I'm going to die sad on my deathbed.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Jesus.
But she's more of a believer now, so it's cool. It's chilling.
That's sick.
Yeah.
When do you think she turned the corner? Like
I have no idea.
Okay, gotcha.
I just kept telling her, like, when I dropped out of school, it was, like, when the pandemic hit.
Yeah. And
everything went online. Like, I was doing well in school for the first time ever in my life. I was, like, going to all my classes, straight A's. Whatever, and pandemic hit and it transitioned to online classes, and it just went to shit. Like I was terrible again.
Yeah, I feel that.
Go back.
Mario, would you be able to pass me my notebook right there? I'm realizing I can't write notes on the table like I usually do because there's no table here. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I feel that, bro. It's always so strange to like, because I didn't really grow up in like thank you, bro. Beautiful catch. I didn't really grow up in like an education-focused high school, but I think like so many people stopped going to school during the pandemic because it was such an easy out. Like it was so like it was very understandable. If I grab this pencil, I'm sorry. Well, give me 2 seconds. My bad.
You want me to grab it for you?
Yeah, could you?
Yeah,
my bad. Thanks, bro. I hella forgot to get it before.
Good. Oh shit. I mean, unreclining.
I usually just write notes on the actual table.
Yeah.
But since we're inside, there's no table to write on. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
No table podcast. We're out.
Tight shit.
Or are we down?
I guess we're down. Flume on the ground.
Flume on the ground, we're down.
When did you... Okay, so, like, you break your foot. Was that in high school basketball, or like was that when you were younger?
No, it was. I mean, yes, it was high school. It was like we were playing at the Morgan Hill Rec Center.
Oh, shout out to Morgan Hill.
Shout out Morgan Hill.
All my Morgan Hill goons.
And we were playing fives, typical shit at the rec center, and I like jumped up for a rebound, and then I landed on my buddy Charlie Ayala's foot. Shout out Charlie Ayala.
Shout out Charlie Ayala.
And my foot went so sideways that the tendon in my ankle pulled like a piece of bone off the side of my foot.
Oh my god! Wait, it went so sideways that it pulled a piece of tendon off of the bone?
No, the tendon, the ankle thing, like it rolled so far that way that it just ripped this part of the bone off.
Oh
the side of my foot.
God, bro, Jesus.
My ears started ringing. It was just like, ee! And apparently I was like screaming at the top of my lungs, like on some embarrassing shit.
Oh my god. On some like clown shit, like
at the time I didn't really hit a growth spurt, so I was like a 5'5" Asian kid just on the ground, like squealing in the middle of the rec center,
oh my god,
causing a scene. But I got up. Someone helped me up to the bleachers, and I remember I was just hella pissed at my buddy Charlie, and he like bought me like a 6-piece McNugget from McDonald's, and then called his mom to take us home back to my crib.
Oh, that's like totally even.
And
like lifelong injury versus like 6-piece McNugget. Yeah, that's worth it.
It's all good in my book. And I remember I pulled up to my house, and like I was telling my mom what happened, and she like set me up with like a Ziploc of ice, and my ankle was like the size of a softball at this point.
Oh my god.
And I was like, Mom, I think something's wrong. Like, I've rolled my ankle before, but this one's different. She was like, no, you're fine. Just ice it, just elevate it, whatever. She's a nurse. And I was like, nah, Mom, something deep in my spirit is telling me this.
Mom, I can't walk.
I was like, something's like my chakras aren't aligned right now type shit.
Mom, like my Aquarius is like just not rising right now. Like I can't.
So she was like, fine, I'll take you to the emergency room. And Doc was like, yeah, we're going to have to take an x-ray. The whole time I'm just like sitting there. I was like, Mom, watch, they're gonna find something. They take my x-ray, and they're like, yeah, there's like a big separation of bone in your foot. You're gonna have to like either get surgery or just wear a boot for 6 months.
Oh, what'd you choose?
The boot.
Nice. Yeah, that's the cheaper option for sure.
For sure. I'm not trying to get surgery either.
Yeah, dude, I had a very similar experience, except like I didn't get injured. I just got cut. Like I just got cut from my JV basketball team. Very transitional for me as well. Like that like really was when I turned a corner and like was like, all right, I want to try to do the music thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so weird, dude.
When you're at that age, like you were playing basketball a lot, I'm sure, like your entire childhood.
Yeah, whole childhood.
You definitely think you're gonna make the NBA.
Everyone does, bro.
Everyone does.
I was convinced that I was literally gonna be like the next Kemba Walker. Like I was like so convinced that like I was gonna be the NBA.
And then like your 2K my player is just like a 99 overall. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly how I play.
Yeah, literally. Like I am him.
Yeah.
It's so weird too, because there is like this tangible level of like, and this is like it's different. Like sports are different in this way than almost anything else. I think. Most things I truly believe, like if you just like are willing to outwork anybody, you can like make it close to the top of like any field. I do believe that to a certain extent. Obviously there are like a lot of different like boundaries that we're all born with, and like some people are born in like far more difficult situations than others, and of course that plays a huge role. But I think in like music, for example, right, I do and I'd imagine you feel the same way because you've done this so long as well, but like I do truly believe that if you just do it as long as possible and just outweigh everybody else and just like dedicate as much time as you can to it possibly, there inevitably is no way you don't eventually find your way in some way, shape, or form. Whereas sports, like especially basketball, there is like this tangible level of like if you're 5'8", you can't change that.
Yeah.
Like I cannot change the fact that I'm 5'8".
Yeah. And
it's like, yeah, there's like 1 in a million players that are like under 6 foot that make to the NBA, but like it's so rare. Like you have to be like a statistical anomaly to like be like a like who's like an under 6 foot basketball player.
Shout out Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is like the textbook one, I guess.
Nate Robinson.
Is it how tall is Markelle Fultz? Wasn't he hella short?
Markelle Fultz is like 6'3".
Oh, I don't know why in my head he was shorter. I guess Nate Robinson is also like the other textbook one.
But he's also kind of a freak because he was in the dunk contest.
Yeah, that's what he was like a freak athlete opposed to like like just a statistical anomaly in the height world. But yeah, it's like if you're 5'8", the odds of like you actually doing anything in basketball are just so low, dude. I got cut from my freshman team, and then I because I played my whole life, right? My basketball team in my high school was really, really good. They were like, we won state twice.
Which high school?
Clayton Valley Charter High School.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, like super good. And we like won state twice for D2 and like really good team. But like I grew up like just like I'm gonna play high school basketball and then play college basketball, et cetera, et cetera. And I think I could have in almost any school in the Bay Area, but my school was really good, so I got cut my freshman year. And then like I made it my like life's mission that entire next year to like my whole mindset was like I'm just gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna do it. But I mean my team was also very like political. Like a lot of it was based on like if you donated to the team or not, if your family couldn't like my family did not have the money to donate to the basketball program. So like yeah, I kind of had that whole mindset where I was like, I'm just going to prove them wrong. And then I literally every single day for like that entire school year, my entire freshman year after I got cut from basketball, so the whole like rest of it plus the summer, I would wake up at 5 a.m, bike to the gym. I'd put up like 200 shots. I would then I'd shower at the gym, bike to school, and I would bike straight back after school. Wow. And I did that like every single day for like a whole year. And then I got cut again. Damn. And it taught me like a lot about life, where I was like, I still really buy into this mindset that like if you really, really just like choose to do something, you can do it. I still believe that. But like there are certain things that I think are exceptions to the rule. And I think like it was very formative, like putting everything I had into something and just it not panning out in the slightest. It definitely changed a lot for me.
For sure. I think like you can see that in the industry we're in.
Yeah.
Like on a micro level. Like think about all like the Nepo babies.
Yeah, that's true.
They got like a clean street up, you know? And
yeah.
Just, like, right there.
There's a lot of them in music.
But there's no longevity in that, you know? Like
yeah, for sure.
The circumstances that we're in, you know, most of hardcore Paloma working like day jobs and shit. Like I don't think either of us or any of us would have it any other way, you know?
It's a different level of hungry.
Different level of hungry, and also it's just like an exposure to perspectives.
Yeah, for sure, dude, for sure.
You just get to see shit.
100%.
And it incentivizes getting back to, you know, working on music or whatever it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, dude, I worked service jobs for 6 years, and like
you get it.
Yeah, and like the perspective that it gives you on people and like empathy, and just like the way that you interact with other folks and like how you think about those interactions, it fully flips out on its head.
Yeah. No, totally. I really think everybody should just go work a service job.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah.
You know, it's like it's good for it's good for learning.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you working like 2 day jobs now. How do you balance all that with like still being a human being and then also still like pursuing music very heavily? Does it ever get stressful or overwhelming to kind of try to balance those worlds?
I was doing it for a period of time last year while I was working 3 jobs.
Damn, bro.
I was working at 2 coffee shops. It would be like on a day I would do like a regular double. It'd be like 5 a.m. to 10 or 11 shift, and then 12 to 5 at another coffee shop. And then some days I would go to this wine bar in K-Town afterwards to go work like a night shift.
Oh my god. That's like a 15-hour workday.
But it was fine though. Like I get a lot out of just like interacting with people, you know, and also just like in the service industry, like you have an opportunity to improve someone's day on a micro level, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of power in that. And that's something that gives me joy. Would I love to just be doing music full time?
Yeah.
Of course, but like also there's a lot of structure in my life because of the service job as well. And also it's just like super informative. I get to talk to these people on a first name basis. It's like a bunch of friends come over to your house and you just hang out with them.
Yeah, dude, I totally feel that. It's also like a very different kind of day-to-day interaction. I was talking to Booyah about this last night, and I was saying it's really weird like doing what I do and like just I guess me working in the music industry full time, because it's like I like okay, it's like a weird thought, but do you ever think about how much more bandwidth it takes to have a conversation with somebody you don't know opposed to having a conversation with somebody that you know super well?
I've never thought of it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I can talk to like a good friend, and it's just like I don't think about everything as I'm saying it.
Oh, for sure.
It's just like, you know, it just comes out of my mouth. But like when I'm talking to like a stranger or somebody I just met for the first time,
it's calculated.
Yeah, it's calculated. It's so weird. It's so much more like an exhausting interaction.
And I think in the service industry, just like having that that initial conversation point is like, what do you want to drink for coffee?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then all the other doors open up.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier. And it's definitely helped me learn how to socialize, because when I moved out here, I didn't know how to talk to people.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like any of that came from growing up in such a small place? You're from Gilroy, right?
Yeah, I moved to Gilroy from San Jose in the middle of the 7th grade year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So your high school years were in Gilroy?
Yeah.
That being such like a small place and like being such like a, I mean like, yeah, just like a very tiny place. Like, do you feel like any of that level of like having difficulty talking to strangers came from that?
No, not necessarily. I don't know. I think there was a period of time, like high school, Gilroy is like a really insular place.
Yeah.
And it's like type of shit. You'd walk out, go to the grocery store, and you'd run into somebody you know.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever. But there was a period of time right when I moved out, and then when I first got to LA, it took me like a year to make my first friend.
Mm.
And I kind of just forgot how to like talk to people,
Yeah.
you know, and just socialize.
I feel that.
I missed like my orientation day for community college, and then on the first day of school, I got a parking ticket because I parked in the staff lot.
Oh.
And then I was just like, yeah, this is like maybe the worst idea ever.
Yeah.
But after that, you know, it's been smooth. I'm grateful that I live out here. It's awesome.
I feel like COVID played a role in that for me for sure.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I never had any social anxiety at all until COVID. And then post-COVID, something in my brain just flipped, or maybe I just forgot how to talk to folks.
Were you still in the Bay when COVID hit?
Yeah.
Damn. That must have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I graduated high school the year COVID hit in 2020.
Oh, shit.
So I never, like, finished high school. Like I just didn't have the last 4 months of high school. It was crazy, bro. I'll never forget the day. I was in my stats class, and people, like, heard, like the coronavirus was, like, kind of like a meme at the time. Like, nobody, like, it was just, like, it wasn't, you know, it was so early. Nobody knew.
And nobody was taking it seriously.
Yeah, nobody was taking it seriously. So, like, I remember them going, it was, like, the Friday before spring break, and they went on the loudspeaker, and they were like, hey, like, we're going to extend spring break an extra week to, like, see what's up with this virus. And everybody in my class started cheering.
Oh,
and that moment is so dystopian to me now to, like, think back at that, like, nobody knew that was our last day of school ever. That was it. That was the last day I ever went to a classroom. Because I did community college for a year and a half, but it was all online.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I think I remember, I was also on school campus actually. When coronavirus hit. I remember everyone had just gotten out of whatever class, and campus was kind of like still lively.
Mm-hmm. Were you in community college at the time?
Yeah, it was community
gotcha.
college, El Camino in Torrance. And I remember we were like all looking at our like student emails, and they're like, classes canceled indefinitely, and everybody should just go home right now. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's the shit like we'll tell our kids about. Like, we lived through that moment.
I don't remember anything about the pandemic, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember making a lot of bad music in the apartment that I was living in at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were already here, but you hadn't had time to, like, make a bunch of friends yet. So were you just kind of alone in this apartment, or you had roommates, or what was the situation like for you?
No. So I moved out here 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Right after high school graduation, and then I moved in with my uncle who had an apartment in Hawthorne, and he was like, I'll give you a year to, you know, get a job, go to school, get your shit together, and then I'm gonna start charging you for rent and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, awesome. And,
what a good guy.
He's the best. Definitely an incredible role model in my life.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But I was just like doing that, and I was going out by myself a bunch, and I made my first friend at the community college, and then I got a job at Phil's Coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was Phil's Coffee down here. I thought that was only a Bay thing.
No, there's a bunch out in that way, I guess. There's
Gotcha.
Like one in Culver and downtown in El Segundo, but I helped open the El Segundo location.
Oh, cool.
They hired me right off the bat, and then I made a bunch of friends through that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a good amount of friends by the time pandemic came around. That was like 3 years in.
Mm-hmm.
And then pandemic hit, and like it was just everyone moved to Discord. Like,
Yeah.
we were all just like playing Call of Duty and shit on Discord for like a whole year.
Were those friends you made at Phil's, were those like music friends?
No, none of them were musicians.
Interesting. When do you kind of feel like you begin to like make the connections, like the hardcore folks, and then just also people in like other pockets of music? Like, when do you kind of feel like you fell into a scene like that?
I had a couple friends who were like kind of into music along the way. It started happening during the pandemic, but what really like I guess kick-started meeting like the people from hardcore elsewhere is when I met Ari in December of 2020.
How'd you meet Ari? Damn, so that was a while ago, December 2020.
Yeah, I've known Ari for a minute now.
That's crazy that you guys grew up like decently close and never met. I guess that's kind of cool. He's from Castro Valley or
Mountain View.
Mountain View, that's right.
He's from Mountain View.
So
yeah.
Mountain View to like Gilroy is what? That's not too far, right?
Where is Mountain View relative to?
It's like Silicon Valley, right? Half hour past San Jose. So yeah, closer to Gilroy, I would think. Or maybe my geography's messed up there. Where the fuck is Gilroy?
Gilroy is south past Morgan Hill.
It's like far body.
It's like 10 minutes away south past Morgan Hill. If you go 101 south and like if you keep going 101 south.
Tracy? No. Where's Moonwave from?
Huh?
Where's Moonwave from?
Tracy.
Oh, Tracy.
So
That's up.
San
So
Jose,
they're down.
San Jose, Santa Cruz, Gilroy,
Do it again.
San Jose,
Uh huh.
Santa Cruz, and then Gilroy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I pass Gilroy every time I go home.
I always think that for some reason I always think the South Bay is the North Bay. I don't know why I always get that confused. It's like quite literally the opposite. Yeah, I don't know why I always get that confused. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ari. So how'd you meet Ari?
I slid in his DMs on Instagram. Let it be known I was trying to hit on him.
Tight shit.
No, you just put out a song.
Me too, damn near.
Everybody's trying to hit on Artie.
Yeah.
Artie. Sorry,
Artie.
Andy.
RD. My guy RD.
Andy, your boyfriend is for the people.
Tight
for the boys,
shit.
actually.
For the boys.
No, I slid in his DMs because he dropped a song in 2020. It was called Need You. He was he was young. He was like 18, I think, at the time, or 17 or whatever. And I was really fucking with it. It was a really good song. And I just slid in. I was like, yeah, I really fuck with this shit. Are you in LA? Like, let's link.
Let's connect, bro.
Yeah, let's connect.
Let's get coffee sometime type
Let's
shit.
build. Yeah. So he was like supposed to go to Saudi, and then that trip got canceled, so we ended up meeting up. And then yeah, we just became buds. Started working on music together. We were making some really bad songs together. A lot of bad music.
When did like hardcore first come? I guess I've never actually got that history. So like Ari 2020, he moved. When did he move out here?
He moved here in 2020, I think.
In 2020, okay. When did hardcore like come into play? Like, was it you two were the first people that were just like around for that?
No. How did it go? So, Ari, have you met Francisco?
No.
Frank F. Mont. Shout out Francisco Montanez. I love you deeply.
Shout out.
Francisco knew Aaron, and Francisco also knew Ari.
Yeah.
And they kind of made that connection. I think there was just like my buddy makes music, and you guys should meet. Everyone's in LA. And that was maybe December of 2021, January 2022. Winter time. And then they were living, it was Jerod King, Adrian Ramirez, Caleb Fulmer, and Aaron Sayer, all in this crazy apartment by USC. Excuse me. Cut that, Mario, please.
As that beer burp.
They were all living in an apartment by USC, and they had this crazy setup, and Ari started going over, and then I caught the invite at one point.
I got the invite.
At some point, and I was working on a project at the time, and we kind of just showed up one day and never left.
Yeah.
And it was really nice, and that was like kind of the start of the spirit of hardcore. And then they moved to a house because there's this like whole bed bug situation.
Whoa.
That's like, you gotta ask
Classic bed bug sitch.
You gotta ask one of them about it, but it's like there's like some lawsuits going on with that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
let's go get that bag.
Oh yeah. No, they're getting sued, the guys that were living there.
Oh
yeah, it was just like a break of lease type shit. I don't know, it's crazy.
Free hardcore.
Like y'all watching the YSL trial. Like, no, you guys need to be watching the
Hardcore
hardcore
below
trial.
trial. Yeah, bro. Ari's just like Young Thug if you really think about it. Like in a lot of ways, you're kind of like, you know, like you're like a little baby situation.
I really feel like Aaron looks the most like Young Thug.
Yeah. Aaron's like Gunna.
Aaron's like
doing whippets and shit. I hate that Gunna like made whippets cool. That's like so bad.
I didn't even know that he made whippets cool.
Dude, he was just like doing whippets on IG Live. Like,
there was a smoke shop I used to go to. Like,
isn't that crazy that there was like a period of time they sold whippets in smoke shops? That's awful.
yeah, like I wasn't 21 yet or whatever, and there's a smoke shop nearby like my work that I would go to because he wouldn't card. I forget his name, but he just dead ass had like a box or a stack of whippets at the front door.
No, bro, that's
This
so
is
bad.
It's crazy. He just had people pulling up.
Like an underrated, terrible thing for you.
yeah, it's like a micro terrorism.
Yeah,
almost. Yeah,
it's really bad for
It's
you.
so bad.
Yeah. Damn, where did we start that? What were we saying?
Bed bugs.
That's right, yeah.
So then they were dealing with that situation, moved out, and they got the house in Inglewood, Ladera Heights.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just started working on all the music together. I finished a project there, and then finished Ari's project, finished Jerod's project. Caleb got a project out, and then Andy started coming around, and then she also got her first project done through Hardcore. That's not in chronological order, but like that's kind of how it started, and everybody got like music out
Yeah.
via Hardcore, and we were just like, yeah, this is fucking sick.
This works, makes
Yeah,
sense. Damn,
exactly.
That's sick, bro. It's so cool when things like that like don't feel forced. Like when they just like grow naturally. I always feel like that's so valuable, bro. Like I always think like I really feel like the people who you're meant to be around for a long time just usually stumble into your life. You're never like going out being like, I'm gonna like make this connection and meet this person. That's not the person that's gonna be around for a long time.
No linkers, no builders.
Yeah, no linking and building type shit, dude.
linking and
You
building.
just gotta make friends. That's the best way of linking and building, just making buddies.
Yeah, exactly. And we spent a lot of time just like hanging out,
Mm.
maybe more than making music, you know?
Yeah.
All the music was kind of just happening
Yeah.
parallel to whatever else we were doing.
That's so valuable, dude. Yeah, I feel like LA has this way of just like pairing people together for a strictly work-based relationship, and I think it like it's complicated. Like I think like that makes sense sometimes, but I feel more often than not it's kind of transactional, which I guess can be okay if it's like both people are abiding by it, but I don't know. I just have so much trouble having like very transactional work relationships. I just want to be friends with people, I feel like.
I agree with that. But sometimes the transactional relationship is necessary.
Yeah, it just makes more sense sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes there's just like a really talented person, and then maybe you just don't fuck with them, but they're just making like hella cool shit.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they're a good person, I mean, it works out.
Here's this $20 bill, bro.
Yeah, tight shit.
do me
Tight
good.
shit. $20 bill for anything is crazy price. Here's $20. Produce my record.
$20. I didn't ask what your rate was.
But like, we'll decide now type shit. Like, it's all good.
No, this is my rate.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you first started hanging out with those people and kind of being around them and building that community, do you think you hit any sort of stride there?
Oh,
like, do you feel like that was a huge turning point for you?
Yes.
And how? So you were in LA like 3 years prior to that?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no. I hit a crazy stride when I first met Ari. That was like one of the first crazy strides I hit because he was the first person to tell me some of my music was bad.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
And it was like the realest shit ever.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ari.
Shout out.
And then Hardcore Paloma started happening, and they're like crazy fucking musicians.
Yeah.
Crazy. I had never been surrounded by like musicians like that in that capacity, and like they were just kind of just chill about it, like
Yeah.
nonchalant. But I was just astonished, and I was just like, it's like imagine pulling up to like a pickup basketball game, and then it's like college hoopers,
Yeah.
and they're just like, they're hella good, but they're just chill about it, you know?
Mm.
That's how I felt when I pulled up to Hardcore and I was seeing these guys like do their thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck, I suck. I suck really bad.
But that's like a good thing sometimes.
No, it was great. It was great. That's when I hit my stride. That's when I like started caring a little bit more. It's just
interesting.
I felt like I had to level up to be able to sit in the room with them and work on music with them.
Interesting. So you didn't feel like you'd met anybody before that pushed you in that way?
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's so valuable, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think you were naturally pushed to like get better, but there was just like sometimes you just got to meet the people who you want to base your shit around to even understand that what you're doing isn't the best that it could be?
Yeah, for sure. I think at first when I was like starting to put out music, it was like I'm doing it because it's kind of easy. It's just kind of what's happening in my life. And then I start hanging out with them, Ari, and then the hardcore guys, and I'm just like, oh no, like you can actually put work into it.
Yeah.
Get good at shit, And there's like a way deeper level to everything.
Yeah, it became less passive.
Exactly. And it became something that I was thinking about all the time. I was just like, I gotta go home and practice guitar.
Yeah.
I gotta go home and like do shit,
Yeah.
It's not just gonna happen.
Yeah. No, that's very true, dude. That's very, very, very true. And that's such a valuable lesson to learn. So around that time, what was the music you were putting out? Did you have a lot of stuff out?
I had a few songs out and like maybe a couple EPs at the time under my actual name.
Yeah.
Jed Naranjo. It's still up. I took a lot of shit down because it was bad, bro. It was bad, but
it probably wasn't that bad.
No, it was really bad. Trust. And I think I did the rebrand shit around the time I met Ari, but I was just putting out like garage band acoustic guitar and vocal songwriting.
Gotcha.
Shit. Yeah.
What prompted the rebrand? So that was when you went from Jed Naranja to just Jerod, right?
Yeah, Jerod. I asked my mom how to pronounce it because she was the one that gave me that name.
What do you say?
I say Jerod. But then more people say Jerod, so
okay.
It's cool. Whatever.
What'd your mom say, Jerod?
She said she doesn't know. But yeah, Jed's not my real name.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So your real name's Jerod?
My real name's Jonathan.
Oh, whoa.
Jonathan Jerod
Naranja.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I'm a junior.
Oh, so there's a fourth in there.
My
Jonathan.
I'm the
Jerod.
second. Oh, so yeah, Jonathan Jerod. My mom's maiden name, I guess you want to throw that in. Jovero Naranjo Jr.
That's so hard. That is so fire.
It's low-key OD, but like I don't know. Maybe I'll just throw that up on Spotify. Maybe I'll change my name to that.
That's the Govey.
That's the Govey. Throw the Govey up on the Spotify.
So did you just rebrand because of the fact that like you just felt like what was up didn't represent you anymore?
Yeah, and also I was on some like, oh, I need to do a fresh start. I need to wipe the slate. I gotta be a brand new artist.
Yeah.
Next discovered thing. I don't know. It was like I wanted to be the next like discovered pop star, whatever. And
Gotcha.
Blank slate. But
gotcha.
It was just like 19-year-old bullshit or whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so you got out of that period when you were kind of like switching the name and rebranding and stuff. How did you? So just wrapping into more like modern stuff. So now you're like at this place where you're releasing music again. Big Green is out in 5 days, right? 5 days,
Yeah.
6 days.
Thursday, 9 p.m.
So you can say like 5 days,
Yeah.
4 or 5 days. Now that you're kind of in this place, do you feel like you've hit a bit more of like a stride? Like how have you felt recently? I know you said you were in a big drought before these songs started coming out, but it seems like now, at least from what I've seen recently, you've been in a place where like a lot of stuff is coming out.
I put out 2 projects last year, and then
coming out, I mean like coming out of you as a writing place, not like releasing.
Yeah, no, after I put out those 2 projects last year, I made Big Green like in September, October of last year. I wrote it, and then everything after that kind of sucked for up until yesterday. And
that song you sent to the chat was so good, dude.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a really bad relationship actually with music coming out of last year. With my own music, working on music with other people, like working on Ari's project, and then getting into the mastering shit has been awesome. Andy let me mix her project. It's been great. Mastering all of Maisie's stuff, and then also sitting in sessions with her. And I've worked on some Aaron songs, Jerod too, like that is always fulfilling, and that always brings me a lot of joy. And then also performing live music for my friends and just playing shows, that I've had a great relationship with. But like hunkering down and writing music has just been like a really shitty place to be, honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I kind of just chisel at the rock until I get to the gems, you know.
Yeah, that's all you can do, dude. Why do you think it's felt that way? And like, how has it felt more specifically? Like, has it felt taxing, or has it just felt like nothing's come out? What kind of place have you been in with the writing stuff?
I'm chasing a lot, and it's like definitely not a healthy practice to be chasing something that's already been achieved, I guess. Like, I think after I made Big Green, I was just like writing more music, and I was like, fuck, dude, none of these kind of feel like this. But then I had to like take a step back and just be like, oh no, I gotta go like touch grass. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, chill off the music a little bit, and you know, just go see people, go do things, and breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And it got better. But
I mean, if you don't have human experiences, what are you writing about?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which I think is something a lot of people get wrong.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how the Nepo babies do it.
They just got lots of money.
That's crazy. What would you do with like $10 million right now?
I would put 8 million of it into Above the Bridge. I'd put a down payment on a house for myself, and then I put a down payment on a house for my parents.
That's so fire.
Yeah, if I had 10 million, that's a lot of money, dude.
You're way better than me. I would spend half of it on Swisher Sweets at the 7-Eleven.
Tight shit, bro. I buy like hella Fago, tight shit. Hella like geek bars. Like I low key just get like enough geek bars to like last me like the rest of my life. Hella Zins. Like that's just low key what I would do, tight shit. But I don't know, that's just me, you know. Put like all of it into ETH. Invest in the Bitcoin market. Maybe like start a course. Like I might fuck around and start a course.
What would your course be on?
Just like how to start a pyramid scheme, but I wouldn't call it a pyramid scheme. I just call it like a real estate company. I'd be like, yeah, like, dude, we watched the Real Bros of CB Valley movie the other day. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
it's so funny, bro. There's like it's pretty much just like a play on like white suburbia, and like it's just making fun of that culture the whole time. It's so funny, bro.
Is this considered Simi Valley?
No. Hell no. We don't claim that.
This is just Granada Hills.
This is the G.
This is the G.
Granada Hills.
You know what's crazy? We used to call Gilroy the G.
The G. Let's go.
It was just like, nah. But what were we talking about? Relationship with music. Yeah, no, I mean, I try to write every day. I'm like always practicing.
Gotcha.
I'm always making music at some capacity.
When you get to like a dry spell, are you still working out of it? And like, do you think working on other people's music has like allowed you to get to a place where it feels a bit better? Like, what are the steps that you kind of take to get out of something like that?
Honestly, like, there's no playbook for it. I feel like it just kind of happens. Like, you kind of gotta swim in it, and then you find the edge, you know, and you kind of climb up. But
that's a good analogy.
I remember, like, I always am trying to make music, but I remember Ari, this was like a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, he sent me one of the new songs that we had been performing live, but he had just recorded it, and he was trying to flesh the parts out. And he was like, hey, can you do some stuff on this? And I did, and I sent the stuff that I did to him, and I texted him. I was like, that was the most fun I've had working on music in like a year since I've made Big Green.
Interesting.
So I was like, thanks. Hopefully you use this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But that kind of lifted me up a little bit. That doesn't mean like I hate working on music. There's like actually nothing else I would rather be doing.
Yeah. But I mean, the points where things are just flowing out versus the points where things aren't coming out feels so different.
It's so different.
Yeah.
But like, I would hate for it to be like hella easy.
Yeah,
know?
I totally agree.
It'd just be boring.
Yeah, 100%. I think that swimming analogy is really good. I think like that is a lot of things, bro. We had Zach Michelle and Hollis Howard on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and
they're killing it right now.
Oh yeah, they're so sick, bro. I love those guys. They're so cool. But we were talking about the concept of like taking like I really, really believe this. I think taking steps backwards is significantly better and more valuable than than not moving at all. Obviously, like the ideal goal is take steps forward, right? But I think being stagnant is almost worse than taking steps back. Because if you're taking steps back, you're at least like acknowledging and realizing and working the things that like are keeping you from being successful.
Yeah.
And I think taking those steps back is almost sometimes as valuable as taking the steps forward.
I totally agree. Like you have to take steps back in order to like pivot or shift. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
The last thing I ever want to do is be stagnant.
Yeah, dude.
So I'd rather pump out like 50 bad songs and keep them in my phone to get to one than not make any music at all.
Yeah, know? I feel the same way. There's this book I reference all the time. It's called The War of Art. So not The Art of War, but The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And he talks a lot about that concept of like, he calls it the resistance. Is like this. Actually, if you're like in a creative right now, you should read this book. I think I have a copy if I can give it to you. But it's really powerful the way he talks about it. He kind of like humanizes that feeling of like trying to pump creativity out and it just not working, like just not being there. And he calls it the resistance. And he really believes that like in order to get to the place where you're making the shit that you want to make, you have to fight through the resistance. Like you have to write the bad songs to get to the good songs. And he believes it's so tangible to where like you can put a number on like how many bad songs you got to write till you get to the good songs.
Yeah, think about like Prince. Everybody knows Prince. Everybody knows the hits. He has so much bad music.
Yeah.
He had so many bad songs, but like he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
And he just put shit out, you know?
Yeah.
I think that is a place where a lot of people, including myself, and whatever they're doing should strive to be, is just like do the terrible shit and then be great, be prolific, you know?
Yeah. You just got to work through it. You got to like take every step every single day that you possibly can to like get through the bad shit to find the good shit.
For sure.
It's just like how it works, I think. I don't think there's any other way around it, honestly.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you also have to like really love it to stick with it.
Yeah, dude. You definitely have to really, really love it. I think that's one thing people get wrong very often.
For sure. I mean, oh God, how long has it been? I put out my first song in 2018. So I've been like writing music for 6 years. And I love it more every day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, I guess how I feel about like the state of music globally and, you know, in the industry or whatever fluctuates, but like I'm always thinking about it, you know? I'm a fan. It's done so much for me, you know?
Yeah. I feel the same way. I think you have to be. I think a fan first mindset is like vital, dude. Yeah. You know, I hate that LA mentality where people are afraid to admit they're a fan of somebody. I think that's the dumbest shit in the world. I hate that, bro. I despise it. Because it's like we all got into this as fans. So like you're not fooling anybody when you're pretending that you're not a fan. You should be a fan. Being a fan is why we do this. It's the whole point, you know?
Exactly. Like, what was I going to say? I totally just lost my train of thought. I was going to say something and it's gone.
You're good. I'll come back.
Maybe not.
Was there anything in-go musically for you, you felt like? Like, was there any music around you when you were growing up?
Not directly. How did it happen? I had my mom's brother who lived with my mom and my grandma and me for a minute, played electric guitar. He played like rock and roll slasher metal or some shit.
Gotcha.
Like that. And I remember I like barged into his room once because he was playing it and I was like, I want to hear it. And he's like, get out. And then I looked to like the floor and there's like a bunch of porn DVDs on the floor.
Yo.
And I was like, oh shit.
Bro was not cooking on music. He was cooking on something else.
He was cranking. But
cranking.
That was like maybe the only other musician in my family.
Interesting.
And I was never like around it. Like he would never show me. He would never let me play his guitar or anything. And then I went to this private school in San Jose. It was a little Christian school on King Road, around the corner from Red Lobster.
Weren't we just talking about King Road like 10 minutes ago, or like before you came here? What's the one we were talking about?
You guys remember where the Hollywood video on King Road was, like right off the 101 exit?
I know like no San Jose geography.
Do you remember that? Vaguely. So you get off the 101, you exit on like maybe Tully, but then like it goes to King Road, and then to the left of the major intersection is a Target. To the right is Silver Creek, and then there's a plaza, and then it's Hollywood Video. It's King Road. Turn right on King Road, and Liberty Baptist is literally down the street.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I got enrolled there because my mom was like on a spiritual journey at the time, and she was like, "You should." I grew up in the Catholic church, and she was like, "We're gonna go to Christian school." I was like, "Okay." And they had like band sign-ups for like new students who were enrolling.
Yeah.
And it said drums, and I was like, I won't fucking play. I want to play the drums. That's fucking sick. Like, you know, whatever. I pull up. It's a snare drum, the kick drum that you wear around your body, and
it's marching drums.
It was marching drums type shit, and it was an orchestra. I was so pissed. I was so mad, and I wanted to leave really badly. But then that's like my first time like interacting with music that way.
Yeah, and it makes sense that that's how it came about, because there's no way there was much of like a scene in Gilroy, right? I mean, it's so small. I don't really know any other musicians from Gilroy other than you, but I guess you were in San Jose at this time, I guess.
This was San Jose.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't really doing music like that in Gilroy.
Yeah.
But then somewhere in between, my mom put me in guitar, vocal, and piano lessons all at the same time. And I remember I just didn't like it. I was just like not interested. I wanted to go home and play with like Legos and shit,
yeah.
you know?
I want to go hoop.
Yeah, this was even before I really started playing basketball.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to go home, Mom. Like, let me play with my tech deck or something.
Type shit.
And yeah, I didn't really bother. I had a piano and a guitar just laying around for that entire time up until I moved out, and I didn't really touch any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That's such an interesting way to get into it. Okay, so talking a bit more about Big Green. I like instantly when I first heard the song just like fell in love with it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it feels very, very, very special. And I think it's interesting because you are such a songwriter to me that like writes. Just the way you write is so like, it's very specific and pointed, but it's also very like broad. Where like I feel like a lot of people could like relate to a lot of the experiences you're talking about. And I think in Big Green specifically, at least something like we've talked a little bit what the song's about and stuff, but like, we picked like one thing I think is so cool about the song is like just it feels like it's about change a lot. Like very much about like a transitional period in your life. Like the first lyric is ready for a new world, right? That's the first lyric. Yeah. And then the other one that really, really stuck with me is nothing has changed, but everything is different. That lyric is really, really stuck with me from the song. So like that lyric, I definitely have my own interpretations of, but I was curious what you meant by nothing has changed, but everything is different.
I mean, I think I was where I was at when I wrote it. I meant it in like a literal way, where it was like everything in my personal life was pretty rigid. Yeah, you know, and not changing very much at all. But there were a lot of things around me with important people in my life that were shifting drastically. And it was sort of changing the nature of my environment that I wasn't obligated to, I guess, you know? Yeah. You know, when you hang out with people and you go see your friends, you're not necessarily obligated to that. You're in a relationship, maybe you're kind of obligated to that, but also that it's like they're living their own independent life. And, you know, things are changing in their life. Things are changing in your friend's life. And your life is kind of just still, you know, it's like still water. Yeah. But you still feel a lot of the, I guess, the after effects of what they're going through, too. Yeah. You know? And that's kind of what that was. Yeah. I mean, it's so weird, dude, that we can be in, like, a totally different place in terms of, like, where we are physically and where we are, like, in our conscious mind. Like, you can be in entirely different places. Like you said, like, your day-to-day can be exactly the same as it was to the day prior.
But depending on where you're at with the people in your life and your mindset, like your mind can feel entirely different.
For sure.
It's like everything can be different. You know, like you said, like nothing changed, but everything is different. I know. Yeah, I totally know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
It's such a strange thing. And the song has this kind of like melancholic quality to it, where like it is, if some of it feels like cheerful and like hopeful almost, like where it's kind of like embracing this change. But I saw this video one time, this guy talking, he was saying like, if you, I believe he said something along the lines of like, if you notice that nothing has changed in your life, it's because you haven't killed the part of you that previously existed. I think about that a lot. It's kind of true. I think you have to like get through one version of yourself to get to the next version of yourself.
It's like shedding skin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like shedding skin. Like it's like you have to kind of kill your previous mindset to achieve a new one, you know?
For sure. It's like the whole learning, unlearning thing, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of adapt.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, like I said, like the song just has this like, it's very melancholic. Like it has like elements of like, it just comes across very well. Like elements of like, I'm ready for this change. I'm ready for this change in my life and these new experiences. But like, you can't help but like miss the way things used to be. Like, are you somebody who you think embraces change, or do you struggle with it?
I embrace change for sure. When I was in that place when I wrote the song, definitely not. The song is like, I wasn't in a really great place. Just going through like a lot of relationship shit and like shit with my friends, and not like bad shit where I was like beefing with people, but like, you know, my friends were going through some shit.
Songs about the ops.
Yeah, songs about the ops actually. The ops are on the way in Gilroy.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
So they smoke on the ops strain.
Yeah, it's like the song is actually about getting a blueberry Faygo
tight shit
at the liquor store.
Tight shit.
And getting punched in the face while I'm handing the cashier my Swisher Sweets.
Tight shit.
And they steal my like $3, and I can't buy the Swisher Sweets anymore.
Fuck, bro. What are you gonna do without those Swisher Sweets, man? Fuck.
The Black and Mild.
Tight shit, bro. Tight shit. So you said you feel like you embrace change. Does that come to you naturally, or you think you had to get to a place where you embrace it?
I feel like that's for me it was like a learned thing. I'm also just like simultaneously a comfort creature. You know, I'll take comfort where I can get it. Yeah. But I'm also at a place where like I turned 25 in a couple months. Like I need to really start cranking, you know, and I have to like throw myself in. I have to kind of force change. Yeah. You know, at this point in my life, I can't really kind of sit in cruise control and just, you know, go about my day, you know. Yeah. I feel like now I finally woke up to like, yeah, I need to go do some shit. Yeah. It can be so easy to do. Just wake up and just like walk through your day without like trying to like autopilot. Yeah, exactly. Just without trying to like consciously like embrace like a change or like a mission or whatever. It's so hard because it's so easy. I think especially, I think about this a lot. I think our phones have made us these people that just very often just like vacantly escape and aren't even like fully conscious of where we are, like our day to day. They make us kind of like ghosts. Oh yeah, for like sure. It's really weird. If I get in like this dopamine hole sometimes, I'll just like be kind of like drifting through my day and not even realize what I'm doing. Yeah, and it's just like maybe some things get done, but you don't even recall it. Like, yeah, it's kind of like floating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's fully a product of our phones. For sure. Yeah, no, I'm definitely an Instagram reel addict. Yeah, I feel that. Without a doubt. Oh my God. If I pulled up my Instagram reels right now and all the shit that I've sent like Aaron and Caleb and a bunch of friends, it's just like maybe 15 to 20 a day. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's bad. Mario be sending me hella shit and I just forget to open it sometimes. Are you the type of person that like opens it and sees like all the shit that's sent and don't click on any of it? I like Mario's laughing like that's the truth. I like click on them sometimes, but sometimes I see the thumbnail and I'm like, I'm not gonna have anything to say about this, and I just don't click it. Like sometimes you'll send me like some just obscure piece of music news, and I'm like, for show. I got like a Rolodex now of like the 2 Hollis update.
Just like, all right, for sure.
I have a consistent Rolodex now of like the real eaters on the reels. You know, they'll click and watch anything that I send.
Oh, you got him.
I got like a cycle of like 4 or 5 people.
It's like you're a drug dealer.
Yeah, I'm like, but they're also providing to me, like, they'll send me the real funny shit, and then I'll like reroute it to a different person that they don't know, and I'm like, look at this shit that I just found. I didn't find it, but I'm the funniest motherfucker on earth now.
Look at the shit that I found originally. It was my thoughts. I found it.
Like, I'm tapped in like this.
Yeah, tight shit.
I'm not. Someone sent this to me.
I'm not that tapped in at all.
I'm not that tapped in at all.
Yeah, but it's so easy to just drift, bro. And I think that's one of the weird things about change is that I don't know if change comes unless you like really, really embrace it. I think you gotta like really look for it. I mean, I think change can come by means of like somebody leaving in your life or somebody coming into your life or something big like that changing that you didn't know was gonna happen. But I think like even your mindset can remain the same.
Yeah, exactly. It's the embracing and you know, choosing to act upon it. That's the action that you have to make. You can totally stay the same if something changes in your life.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't mean you like have to change. I mean, forced change is even less of impactful change sometimes, I feel like.
You think so?
I think so. Like, I think embracing the change and like walking into it, or like running into it, better said, is often far more like transitional, because you get to this place where you're just like you got to get to like a crossroads to like want to embrace change. I think
for me, when I say I'm forcing change, I think I'm actively seeking a level of discomfort at any given time, you know, in order to find out whether or not I like something. And I love it. I love being in that, you know.
Yeah, you have to be in it.
Yeah, you have to be in it.
I mean, fear is growth, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like starting to just put myself in situations that are more likely than not to be shitty for me, but I can walk away high probability of being like, okay, I tried it, it's cool, it's not. Yeah, y'all not tapped in like that. My bad. Let me save that for the real eaters.
Yeah, tight shit. Well, he'll send you the reels. Comment here if Mario, you want. Jed will send you a reel.
You can cut that, Mario, and then you can sell it as an NFT or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we should start doing that. Get in the NFT game.
But like for like the redacted clips.
Yeah, the redacted clips. If you sub to the Patreon, you hear Jed talk about watching someone get
God, yeah. Cut that.
Seriously. How do we go back in after that? That was crazy. No, for real, cut that. Okay, like so like when you had that song and you kind of got to a place where like you felt like it was the first thing you hit in a while, did that feel like a release that you needed? Because I would imagine, like, because you make, and I know you're always making music, trying to make music. When you get to a place where you hit something like that, does that generally translate to a long stretch of hits, or does it just kind of fizzle off? Like in the case of Big Green, did you write that one and it felt like an isolated incident?
Yes and no. I made Big Green, and then like 4 or 5 songs kind of happened after that.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I have another project. Awesome. And then it aged terribly in my head.
Interesting.
And I was just like, yeah, actually, I don't want to put any of this shit out. And Big Green included. It was like that for a few months. And
were you showing it to people, and were they saying the same thing?
No, I was showing it to people, and they're like, yeah, this is great.
But it didn't age on you, right? Are you? I get the sense that you're a perfectionist, and you definitely like are strict on what you make and don't make.
Perfectionist in the sense of like, you know when you like make something and then it just feels good.
Yeah.
And it's indescribable.
Yeah.
It's not tangible.
It's like that lightning in a bottle feeling.
Exactly. I'm seeking that for every song that I ever make. You know, it has to feel like that, even for like an instance. Maybe not the entire song. Yeah. But like, if I feel that at any point when I'm writing music, you know, that's when I know it's good.
Yeah. It's like that flash in a pan moment where you're like, oh, I hit something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a feeling based thing too, dude. And I think it's a really, really good bet to like count on the fact that if you feel that way, other people will feel that way too. especially as a music fan.
Exactly. You know, a lot of the times, because I'm not the only person in the world to feel like this.
Yeah.
But I try to remind people when like someone else is going through what I'm going through musically, I just have to tell them it's just like, you know, this was important to you for like maybe a second, a split second, a minute, a month or whatever, and you might be feeling down on it now, but like if it felt important to you at any point in time, it's going to be important to somebody else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that like the conclusion you came to with Big Green? And are you still as hot on that song as you were when you first made it?
No, I'm way up on that song now.
Really? What changed?
Confidence levels, I guess.
Gotcha. It's incredible. You should be.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Sorry, what was the first question you asked? Like the first question you ever asked ever. We were talking about Big Green. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way more up on it now, and I think that it had a lot to do with just like sitting with it.
Interesting.
But like the song has been done like 3 times. Like there's a final version from like the end of last year to the beginning of this year, and then Caleb came and did synth stuff on it, and I was like, oh wow, now it's done.
Yeah.
And then Rhea Quiet Light, incredible songwriter and musician, friend of mine, put down background vocals, and I was like, okay, now it's done. And then I was mixing it for like 6 months, and I was just like, this is never gonna get done. And I finally got it like a couple months ago, and I was like, okay, now it's done.
There's got to be a point where you just like walk away, right? Where you're like, oh, like I'm just changing things to change them at a certain point, or do you feel like you know when you're ready? Like, how do you know when a song's done?
It's the intuitive feeling.
Yeah.
Like, at least for me. But Big Green in my computer maybe has like 40 or 50 mixed versions.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
why this one?
I don't know. I put it on the car after I was done mixing, and I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly how it should.
That feels right.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, that's so cool, bro. It sounds huge. That's one thing I love about the way it's mixed.
Thank you.
Sounds so big with like not even like a lot of like, it's not like you're like playing loud parts. They're kind of reserved, but I think
the guitar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the guitar line and the hook specifically, and just the way that it comes in, and like the way your vocals kind of trail off in the verses, like the like it's just like, I just imagine like the waveform of it, how big it gets at the chorus.
Yeah, no, like the mastering process for that song is totally fucked.
Really?
Like,
why?
It's just like clipping the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like if I were to send you like the master file, the one that's coming out, and you dropped it into like a dot, it's just like one fat brick. It's totally not how I'm supposed to do it, but like honestly, it feels good. So.
It feels super good, bro.
So I'm kind of like just leaving it as is.
And it's not like clipping to the point where it's distorted. Like it's like tasteful clipping.
I hope so. I'm glad you think that, because
yeah.
I enjoy loud music. I like having loud music out. Like I try to make my music as loud as possible.
And it's so interesting though, because like your sound isn't like loud. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have like a loud sound. Like you're making like a lot of like singer-songwriter rooted things.
Yeah.
Where like it's not like you're expecting like a huge drop where like the shit just gets super loud. But I think Big Green hits like a really cool pocket where the delicate moments feel very delicate and the loud moments feel very loud. And I think because of that, it creates a product that's like very, very dynamic that like really, really takes you through like a whole range of emotions.
I'm so glad you think that. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. Do you feel like you're kind of moving into I know you said that like Big Green is largely about change. Do you feel like you're moving into a place, getting ready to put out these songs that like is kind of like a new chapter in a way? And if so, is that exciting? Is it overwhelming?
I honestly think that like Big Green, from that period of time of music that I'm sitting on, is the only one that's gonna make it out.
Interesting.
But I did make one yesterday. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And
great. It's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. that was like the aha moment I've been searching for like the past year. So
how's that feel?
So good.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. I feel like a weight off my shoulder. I got the Pacifico. Shout out Mario Sosa.
Shout out Mario Sosa.
The Monday brew.
Tight shit. Monday brew. Monday 3 p.m. brew.
I'm on ATV. I'm having a great time.
Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that's such like a relieving moment, bro. I've had moments like that too. Where
Yeah, the aha moment is
Yeah.
just like you're down in the dumps for like so long and you're like, fuck, can I really do it? And then
Yeah.
it happens and you're like, yes, I fucking can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like all this shit is, to a certain degree, is like a constant wave of up and down. Like a constant wave of like trying to get to this place where like you feel like you finally hit that aha moment.
It's testing too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not a lot of people have like the durability for it. And that kind of weeds out like the people who are going to be around for a long time.
Oh yeah. I think that's key, bro. I think that's super key. Like, it's so easy to tell. I think like it's just like if you are the kind of person who like feels some shadow of doubt or like level of failure and then just walks away from something, like I just don't think music is going to be like the long-term thing. It just is such a grind because it takes so long to get good, and then once you get good, it takes so long to like get good enough at getting noticed, and then once you get noticed, it takes so long to like figure out how to like maintain longevity and repeatability. Like there's so many chapters and waves in this, and it's all ups and downs. Like you're riding this constant roller coaster. But it's like if you don't learn to embrace that, dude, like you're fucked. There was like I watch this baseball podcast a lot, and there's something I think about that I heard them say one time where they were talking about what it takes to be an MLB pitcher, and they were just saying like it's very, very, very imperative that like, you don't get too high with the highs, you don't get too low with the lows, and you kind of remain somewhere balanced in the middle. I think it's very true for music.
Yeah, imagine getting Tommy John's playing guitar live.
Yeah, bro.
Fucked.
Fucked. Yeah. Literally.
No, but yeah, you really have to like have a singular trajectory and not really pay attention to the noise.
Yeah.
You said, you know, like finding that middle.
Is that like hard in the rut, or like what do you tell yourself to make sure that you remain grounded when you're in a place where you're not making a lot of music?
I don't know. I can't really explain it, man. I can't stay away from music.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just I don't really have anything else to turn to like that. You know, I can go play basketball, but like I'm not fucking going to the NBA.
Never know, bro. G League.
Let's join the big three. How about
Fuck it, bro.
ATV X Big Three.
Let's do it.
Let's get Ice Cube at the next ATB basketball tournament.
I'm very confident I could take Ice Cube in one-on-one.
Oh, easy.
I'd cook him.
With just your left hand?
Yeah, I'd literally cook him, bro. No way he can guard me.
No, not at all.
Yeah, there's not a single chance.
Not a single chance.
Why don't we hoop, bro? We should hoop.
I know, we gotta hoop.
Yeah.
I'm just never out in this area. I've been meaning to hoop with the twins.
Yeah. I've been to hoop with them too.
They're nice.
Yeah, I've heard they're good.
They cooked me at a park in a game of 21 once.
Who were they played with Michael, right? Or yeah, Michael, right? I think they played with Michael. Did you watch any of their games? Did you play them?
No, we didn't play them.
Who'd you play again?
Shit. I don't remember the first two rounds. We won the first game, lost the second game, and then lost our playoff game against San Jose group.
Oh, Kids Not Saints?
No, other one. Peachtree. Yes.
Oh, the winners.
Yeah, they won that. See, that's why I wasn't mad about losing to them because
they won the tournament.
But I think his name was Isaac. He cooked our shit, bro. Oh my god.
He's crazy, bro. He's a crazy motherfucker.
He cooked our shit.
Dude, he's like, I was saying this, I don't think PTR at any point was like the most fundamentally sound team on the court, or vice versa. I don't think they were at any point the most impressive team on the court. They just played like an incredibly fundamental defensive brand of basketball.
There was the last game before the playoff round started. Kingsley and I were sitting at the little bench on the side. I think it was a game that you were reffing, but one of the Peachtree Rascals guys like did this crazy like.
Oh, I was Tark. I remember that. Yeah.
You remember that layup? And I looked at Kingsley. I was like, they're gonna win the championship.
Yeah, and they
he
did.
Was like, what do you mean, man? We got to play them first. I was like, bro, like if we don't beat them, they're gonna win the championship.
Yeah, you're right. Well, that's the thing. Like watching you guys play, like you guys look like the better team, but they're just such good defenders. Like, they just played lockdown fucking defense. I feel like.
What happened? Kingsley and I had a few buckets, and then we just couldn't stop Isaac.
Yeah, dude.
Just buckets.
But he's not even. It's not like he's like making a crazy move and like going to the bucket.
Fundamental.
He's
basketball.
just like he's quick and he like understands the value of a first step, and like he just knows how to beat you, and he has a good left hand, and he's just like
great jump shot.
Yeah, he's just very fundamental.
Mm-hmm. And look at them, they won the championship.
Yeah, bro.
I heard a fight broke out.
Yeah, it did.
Between who?
Kids Not Saints and Dante Oasis' team, I think. I don't know. I was reffing the game and I didn't see it, but I've seen videos. I've been trying to decipher it. I don't really know, but I'm very happy. I kind of ran over as soon as I knew what was happening, and then I tried to like break it up, but I think it was already kind of broken up by the time I got over there. But I've been trying to figure that out.
Speaking of mysteries from the basketball tournament,
yeah,
the SD card.
Oh, we found it.
You guys found it?
We found it, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This guy Gabe had it. One of Dumb Days guys. Yeah. But we found it. I'm so fucking happy we found it, bro. I'm working on all the footage right now. We're making a doc.
Oh my God. That's going to be so fire.
Yeah. You're in the doc.
Hell yeah. I made it. Mom, I made it.
Mom, I made it in the ATB Music Core doc.
See, I told you I would do something with basketball. I told you.
NBA next.
NBA next.
Doing this like so long, how have you kind of... Like, since you moved to LA, how have you kind of been able to like maintain that level of longevity we were just talking about? Like, has it ever been hard for you to kind of like remain level-headed in like in a place to be that's so difficult and is so based on like this roller coaster of emotions? How have you found? It sounds like basketball is one of those things for you for sure, but like, is it finding things outside of music? How have you kind of like learned to just stick around and like do this every day?
Learning when to inflate and deflate the ego.
Interesting.
And also having an incredible support system.
Yeah.
Like the hardcore Paloma folks, my friends outside of that, people that I'm not friends with anymore, you know? Just the things that you don't really acknowledge on a day-to-day basis really kind of carry you through.
Yeah.
And also just like I'm really not tapped in on music history or like, bands and shit or like what's going on. I don't have my ear to the ground like that, but the things that I do pay attention to, like I genuinely love.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of a handful of things.
What are those? Like that was another question I was gonna ask, which is super interesting because that's strange to me. I would think you had your ear to the ground more just because of the type of music you make. I feel like the pocket that you're in is like something that's growing a lot right now, which is really cool. Kind of this like weird mix of like alternative R&B and like folk music and like, like there's like pop music and like there's just this weird blend of things that lands in like a lot of this pocket with like, even like a Yeek or a Boy Life or like a Dijon or a McGee, like that kind of whole pocket. And like, is that a world where you feel like you're influenced by, or like what is the kind of stuff when you do have your ear to the ground that like makes you be like, oh, like, yeah, like that's something that inspires me?
When I first started making music, when I was younger, I was a big fan of like the Dijon and the Boy Life acts. Their first few roll, it's like Dijon's Sci-Fi One project.
Yeah,
super good. That I think is his best project.
Damn, hot take, but I'm okay with it.
And then like when Boy Life started rolling his shit out, like I thought it was really cool. But then you grow up and then you get more exposed to more things, and that's kind of just how it happened. And I have like maybe 4 or 5 artists that I listen to on a regular basis, but also like the people that are in hardcore Paloma, I genuinely don't think there are any better musicians in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty incredible, bro.
I don't think anybody's making any better music than any of them, whether it's out or not. Like, I'm mostly inspired by them.
Yeah.
And that is such a privilege to have, to be constantly surrounded by like people not only that you work with, but
you're
like
fans of,
friends with.
Yeah.
And then also like on an internal level, people you're kind of people I'm competing with.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to walk into whatever room that I'm in and be like, yeah, I'm the best at what I fucking do. Not outwardly, but like
that's the sports in you.
Exactly. It's the sports in me. But then like when you walk into a room at Hardcore Paloma and everybody in that room is better at something than you.
Wow.
It's just like, okay, I have to step my shit up.
Yeah.
I have to come back to this session next week better, you know?
Yeah, being a better drummer, like writing better melodies or whatever.
Exactly. And it's just like, it's discouraging for a second, it's frustrating for a second, but then it's like inspiring the whole way through, because it's just like, I'm friends with this person. They're so fucking good at what they do.
That's everything, bro.
Yeah.
And when you're like that close to friends too, you can kind of relinquish the ego that comes with it. And you're able to be like, yo, like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
like, you're my friend, but I'm still a fan of you. Like, I'm a fan of all my friends. I say it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, I'm super, super proud of Hardcore Paloma and all the accomplishments. But they challenge me all the time to this day.
That's so valuable, bro. That's so valuable. It makes sense that you feel like you hit a big stride when you met them.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't know if that sort of challenge was gonna come elsewhere, and it wasn't even like no one was imposing like any sort of like, oh, you kind of gotta step your shit up.
Yeah.
It's just like, I walked away and I was like, holy shit, like I'm bad. Like, I need to go get in the gym. You know, like
sometimes the room can just tell you that.
Exactly. And if you're self-aware enough and you don't get discouraged very easily, then you can just kind of walk away from it and be like, okay, let me go get better.
Yeah, totally, dude. I mean, like, those acknowledgments can be frustrating and like really difficult, but they're very valuable, bro.
So valuable, especially if you have like the gumption to just like take it as homework.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's durability.
Yeah, which I think that mindset is huge, and opting into that idea that like you will see somebody who's better than you and you won't shy away from the fact they're better than you. You instead will find a way to like turn that into you. Like, how can I be like that person? How can I get better than that person? How can I like take the things that they've made mistakes on and learn from it?
Exactly.
You know,
it's all perspective and information.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. I'm like incredibly lucky to have some amazing people around me, especially people I've met in the past like couple of years.
Yeah.
I think is like, it's just been like transitional for the way I look at the world. Not only as a creative, but just as a human being, I think too.
You guys are building an incredible community, though.
Thank you, man.
Like, so many people you guys are connected to, and just like the world you guys are building. It's awesome.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, dude. It's all about community. That's everything. I mean, that is like literally all I give a shit about the bridge.
Yeah.
That's like the whole thing. It's a community. That's all I want it to be. And I feel like right now we're in a pocket where I think we're really getting to something that resembles that really cool. And the podcast is a part of it, and the events are a part of it. And the basketball tournament was a big moment where like we found something special, I think, there, and like coupling it with the shows, and we're starting this booking agency now, and just like doing a ton of different shit. And it's like a constant battle to like figure out where I want my brain power to go on a daily basis, because like there's only so much to like fucking do every single day. There's only 24 hours in a day, and that's been like a difficult decision lately. Is like, all right, I'm gonna work on this, or am I gonna work on this? And I still gotta like do my other job, make money, and like I work in music in like another capacity, and I gotta make money there, and
and
all this shit.
Everybody really fucks with you guys, and that's like a
Thank you, bro.
testament to what's at the core, which is good people. Yeah, like,
thank you, man.
People show up for y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
It's super dope.
Thank you. Yeah, we're so lucky. We're like internally grateful. Like, luckiest people in the fucking world, dude. I get to like wake up every single day and make stupid ass videos about music for a job. Like, if I ever complain about anything, I'm the biggest bitch in the world.
I feel that, dude. But that's something to be proud of, where you're at.
Thank you, bro. I mean, hardcore's the same way. I think that's why like I resonate with hardcore so quickly, which is like, do you know the story how like I found any of you guys?
No, I don't.
So me and Mario were streaming for Live 2, and we listened to Horny Dog because Ari submitted it.
Oh, you know what? You know what's so crazy? I was sitting with Ari watching that live stream after he submitted it.
What?
Yeah. It was. I remember. I think Lance was also on that.
Yeah, Lance was there.
And he knew of us at, like, someone in hardcore, right?
He knew Aaron, I think.
Something like that.
He'd like work with Aaron, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I remember. Yeah, he told me he submitted, and we were doing something at hardcore, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to watch this really quick? Like, they're about to play my song." And I was like, "Oh yeah, let's watch it."
That's so sick. Yeah, and then we went to one of the residency shows, right?
Which one?
The first one I went to was Ari's. He went to another one, I think, first, right?
You went to Maisie's? Maisie's was the first one.
No, I saw Ari with Junior Mesa.
Oh, when we opened for...
Right.
Yeah. Yo.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. How's it going?
Good. I'm Jed. Sorry.
Nice to meet
Yeah, and then I went to the RE one,
Yeah.
and bro, like I just will never, I will never forget like how vividly just like the energy in that fucking room, bro.
Was it the Ari? Like it was a 3-piece band?
It was Ari, you were playing bass, and Jerod was playing, I think.
I don't think Jared's been in an Ari.
No.
Nolan, the one with the curly hair, playing guitar.
Yes. And then I just remember you were playing bass.
Was it a full band? There was like a drummer and everything.
No, it wasn't the drummer. You guys had all the beat boops going.
Oh, okay, so I think I was playing maybe the keyboard, and then
Oh, maybe.
yeah, maybe like
Yeah, no,
keyboards.
you were.
It was like 2 keyboards.
You
and-
were.
and
Yeah,
then
that is
Nolan
what you were doing. You were playing
That
bass.
was the Ari Rivera EP2 debut show.
Yes, that's what it was.
That was your first time, like seeing.
Meeting any of you guys, singing any of you guys, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, how long ago was that now? That was like
February.
February? Okay. Yeah, it's not even that. Well, actually, almost a year ago, I guess, really. September, October, November.
7 months.
Yeah, like close to a year.
Yeah, yeah, more than half a year.
More
so
than
it's closer to a year.
It's actually not close to a year at all. 7 months is not close to a year. I don't know why I said that. That is just not true. But yeah, dude, I feel very similarly about hardcore. I think it's like communities are attracted to communities because they're people who are attracted to building things that matter with other folks, and
Yeah.
just like really attracted to like really finding their people. I mean, so much, and I imagine hardcore's the same way, but like so much of Above the Bridge is like a descent and like a retaliation to like this incredible isolation I felt as a kid in my room, like not understanding what I wanted to do, not understanding where it's supposed to be, what my place was, not understanding like if there was anybody in the world that felt the same way that I did.
Yeah.
Like that was so much of like my formative decisions to like start building community and just focus on that. And I would imagine hardcore's the same way. I think like any group in art that like really strives to just like build incredibly like deep meaningful relationships is very much fueled in that wave.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, what I wanted hardcore to be, or still do, I guess, is like a starting point for everybody in it. I don't want it to be like this permanent place you're chained to, you know.
Yeah.
I want everybody to expand and go,
Yeah.
you know, get their worlds going.
Yeah, that's really beautiful, bro. That's really fucking beautiful. Wow. I also think something that like ties the hardcore folks together too is just like this innate level of like experimentation, but that like still exists within the binds of pop music. I don't know why I said that like that. That sounded like I was reading out of like a like dystopian novel, but
That was like biblical as
yeah,
fuck.
I don't know why I said that. I said it like that.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, but it is like it's like there's a lot of experimentalism, but it's still like within the confines of like generally like pop, or like, you know, in the case of like Ariandy and like California emo, a lot of that is like pop punk and like emo rock music.
Yeah.
And then your stuff is still rooted in like a very often like a folk leaning or a pop leaning lens, but it's like it's not sounding like more traditional pop music. And I think that's really cool. I find myself very attracted to things like that like still have like a certain quality of listenability.
Yeah.
And they aren't just like experimental for the sake of being experimental. They're experimental for the sake of being cool and like for the sake of pushing boundaries and trying to be artistic. I think those are two very different things.
Yeah, you know, I feel like we encounter that a lot, like the adjective experimental, and I don't know that any of us are like actively seeking that.
Yeah. I don't think anybody does that. Like,
no, I think everybody in hardcore just like has incredible taste.
yeah,
Incredible influences, you know.
Mm.
Kind of just boils down into the big soup, and it's delicious.
yeah, that's beautiful, bro. What do you think you've like learned most from like the community of musicians you're around?
Durability.
Hmm.
Durability. Those, I mean, everybody in hardcore has been through a lot, and they just like find that path in the corn maze, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think we're all really aware of like the privilege we have to be interacting with music, and you know, the platforms that we have
Yeah.
to be able to share and, you know, like open doors and, you know, employ ourselves that way.
That's really huge. I think that keeps you very grounded.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, they're always like a great reminder of that. And they're also just like really good friends, you know. It's like this in adulthood, I guess in the mid-20s, you hit like the second wave of adolescence. But like,
Interesting. In the mid-20s, you think is when you hit that?
I think so. It's just like a little bit more informed with alcohol.
Yeah.
But it's just like you kind of, at least for me, I can't say if this is accurate for anybody else, but like 18 to like 23 was one period of time, and it was just like, okay, that felt like a little chapter in the book. Now 24 until whatever feels like a different vibe.
Yeah. A different vibe.
Different vibe.
No, that's interesting though. Like I think it's, I always think of like a video game, and sometimes you like get to new levels and you don't even know you're getting to them.
Yeah,
they just kind of happen, and like it's like those like you've seen those memes or those TikToks where it's like POV, like you're starting a new period of your life and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Like you don't know it till it happens, you know. And sometimes it's not even like it's not like a big change. I mean, this kind of on the topic of Big Green too, but like it's not even like a big change happens, and then like the big change happens, and that's why you feel like you're in like a new phase of your life. Sometimes it's just like your mindset is informed by something new.
It kind of happens in flashes too. Sometimes you don't even realize you went through a change, and
yeah,
you kind of wake up one day and you're like, holy shit,
I'm different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm him.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up and you're like, I'm him. Holy shit.
Sometimes you wake up and you take one to the face.
Yeah.
And then with the blueberry Faygo at 7 in the morning.
Tight shit. Like wake up and just like face it backward immediately. Head on another corner store, cop a pack of Swisher Sweets.
Yeah. You
and
just
then head home, roll up again.
You peer off into the Granada Hills and you're just facing them.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there ain't nothing like chilling up at the Granada Hills view, you know, and just like facing a few backwoods and shit. Like it's just like really, really hit you to the core.
Nothing like it.
Tight shit. All right, Mr. Jed. Last thing I wanted to ask you, if you had one message that you could spread through your music, like one thing that you think is valuable that you hope that people who listen to your music can get from it, what would it be?
Oh God.
I know it's an overwhelming one.
If there's one message I can. Oh geez, really got me there with that one.
Let's go.
I don't know, if there's something you want to go do, just do it. You want to go get your heart broken by somebody, just go do it. You want to go try out hot yoga, just do it. You know. You want to wake up one day and do 50 push-ups, just fucking do it. You know. You want to try shrimp even though you're allergic, just do it. Just do everything. Do everything. Feel all of it, and then suffer through whatever's painful, and then wake up the next day and find something else to do. Just do all of it.
That's all we are.
Exactly.
It's just constantly this stream of figuring shit out.
Yeah, try everything.
Yeah.
That's what I want for everybody. Try everything. If you listen to my music, don't pay attention to the lyrics. Maybe just come out of it wanting to try something new.
Yeah. Always search for more.
Always search. Face it backward.
Face it backward type shit, and sip on a blueberry Fagos from Cannaline.
At the top of Granada Hills.
Type shit, the G Hills view.
And then you pull up to ATV.
Yeah. Mr. Jerod, Mr. Jed Naranjo.
Yes, sir.
My king, thank you for doing this, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I really, really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
That was an hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
That went by so fast.
How long did it feel?
Felt like 20 minutes maybe.
Oh, fire. Okay, cool. That's how it's supposed to feel. I have such a skewed perspective.
How long was it? How long did that feel for you?
I mean,
an hour and a half.
I'm just incredibly good at like gauging them because I've done 143 of them.
Yeah.
So like honestly, I could not look at this and I probably could tell you exactly how long we've been going.
Bro said, "Been there, done that."
Been there, done that a couple times. 143 times to be exact.
That went by so fast. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
All the best things in life are fleeting.
Oh. Wow. God did.
God did.
That's beautiful.
God's plan.
Dude,
God's plan.
I recently, this is like I know I said we were gonna end it, but this is another tangent. I recently sat down like a podcast my friend was doing, and they went for like an hour and a half, and it felt like 10 minutes to me, and I was like, holy shit, like, yeah, it's really weird because to me it always feels exactly how long it is because I've just like I've done it so many damn times.
Yeah.
Like I just know, like now I just know how to gauge it.
Yeah. I had no way of knowing that was an hour 30 until I looked down right there. I didn't look at that once the entire time.
Nice, hell yeah. I'm glad it went fast.
ATB, the greatest place on earth.
Thank you, brother. Big Green is out 5 days. Tell them where they can get that, or they can follow. They can stream, do everything.
Instagram, Jerod Naranjo or Jerod Naranjo, however you want. It's whatever you want, baby. And
Type.
Spotify, Apple Music under Jerod. You guys should just pull up on me at the coffee shop I work at and just get a coffee from me. That's the best way. I'm not gonna tell you where it is though.
You gotta like find that shit. Like
find it out.
Yeah, it's on Reddit somewhere. Jed, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Very excited for the single.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Mario.
Cheers, bro. All right, music matters.